thanks to our mutation, we are storing the token in Vuex. And that means that, of course, we can also access it from anywhere in this app whenever we need it. And I mentioned that we would need to add that token to outgoing requests if these requests target endpoints, resources on Firebase that are protected. So, therefore, we probably should add some getters here in our auth module. A token getter, for example, where we simply return state token. And now we can use this in the other modules when we send requests to protected URLs. For example, for coaches under actions, when we register a coach. Here, this resource is currently not accessible if we're not authenticated. Well, that's something we can change. If you send a request to your Firebase real-time database, you can add an auth token by adding a query parameter to this URL. That's something you can read in the official Firebase docs. Here we can add the auth query parameter after a question mark at the end of this URL and set the value equal to our token, because that token is just a string in the end. So now here we need our token, of course, so we can get that by accessing context getters token, just like that. And then we can add our token to this URL. With that, registering should be possible. We already are also using our user ID, which is now a real user ID generated by Firebase, so that's now also an improvement. Now for requests under actions, it's fetch requests which doesn't work if we don't have a token. So here we'll do the same thing. Get our token with context. Actually, we should use root getters dot token, and also under coaches, that should be root getters, because we access this on our root store, not on this module specifically, but on our root store. So context root getters token it is. And then add that token here as well with question mark auth equals plus token. Now with that, if we save all of that, if I go to requests and reload, we still fail because we're not logged in yet. At the moment, we need to log in manually all the time. We'll soon change this though. But let's go back to /auth by entering this and then log in. And then go to requests. And now you see we don't find any messages for us, which makes sense, but we don't get an error. If I go to all coaches, I can also register as a coach now. And if I give this a try, I'm a web developer and freelancer. Let me boost your career. And I click register. This also seems to work. And if I reload now, this data is still there because it now ended up in the real-time database on Firebase. Here under coaches, we now see that real user ID as a node for the coach data I just added. So that's great. With that, we now successfully attach the token to outgoing requests, which is a huge step forward. Now we can start working on the UI a little bit. For example, at the moment, we manually have to enter /auth to reach this page. Would be nicer if we had an option here in the navigation, or maybe here instead of register as coach. If we need to be logged in order to register, we should probably not even show this button if we're not logged in. So as a next step, we're going to update that UI.